Oops. All right. Hello. Welcome to the Geeky Ones, episode 99. The Geeky Ones, we're a podcast that talks about comic books, wrestling, gaming, and anything else geeky under the sun. I'm Jude. Next to me, Steven.
Hello.
Okay. This is episode 99, and what we're going to talk about is MCU Phase 4 in general. 2021 is a nice little comeback year for Marvel, and they released a lot of stuff. They released like four movies and four shows, I guess, or five shows.
Dami, grabe.
They have a
It's
lot.
so hard to it's so hard to track.
Yeah, it's so hard to track down, but yeah, there was so many. There was at least so much content to go around to, and it was great. It was fun to watch. A lot of them are really well made, and that's really cool. And now we're gonna talk about them. I think almost chronologically by order
Yeah,
of
pretty
release.
much. Yeah.
So that's gonna be. Uh, mm, yeah, it's gonna be a lot. It's
Yeah,
loaded, but I
it's a
think we
long
can
one.
get through this quickly,
Yeah,
and
we
it's really
will.
fun. Yeah, it's really cool, and it's just a fun ride actually. I really enjoyed the 2021 Marvel. It's a nice little comeback for them after a year off, and they really needed that. And I think um yeah, let's fix it up. Let's go. Let's start and um let's start with WandaVision, I guess.
Okay.
WandaVision.
Um, WandaVision. What is there to say? But it's the first sign that showed na Marvel is finally willing to experiment with their own superheroes. Kasi nga for the
Mhm.
longest time, we already know the formula of every Marvel movie. You know, it's gonna have serious stuff. It's gonna have quips. No matter what, there will always be quips, like little comedic lines to like lighten the mood and stuff. But then here comes WandaVision, na it gives you a sense of being uncomfortable for a while kasi hindi mo alam kung totoo ba nangyayari or not. And it was like I love the move of adding Deborah Jo Rupp, Eric Foreman's mom, Kitty Foreman from that '70s show, as one of the first characters na supporting characters that you see in the town. Tapos, you're expecting na, okay, it's gonna be a funny ha 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 show.
Mhm.
But then, you start to see the twists happening and then I guess we can spoil it, it's been months na rin. You start to see na, it turns out, this is Wanda coping with her trauma.
Mhm.
And it's treated in such a realistic way. So, it's it's so good. Must watch for sure. I'm not gonna spoil too much at the end because you have to watch it. It was really fun, predictable but fun. Um, yeah, that's it. That's all I can say about
I think I
WandaVision.
think I think WandaVision is like an inevitability. It's just watching an inevitable event.
Yeah,
Like
that's true.
just watching Wanda unfold as we know she will, as we know what
Mm,
would happen to her like in the future, and that was the best part. That was really cool, and yeah, Wanda's broken psyche is the centerpiece there, and it was really great. It was a really great debut for
streaming.
Marvel on series form because
Yeah.
I think what Marvel did to the Disney Plus shows it's like a little character study for their heroes.
Yes,
It
exactly.
give it like it's like a closer look, a more intimate look into how they're doing, especially post Thanos, post Endgame, which is great. Which
Yeah.
is great because they've been through a lot. Some of them got deleted essentially, and that follows through with the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which was also
Mm.
great.
Oh God,
We finally got to see Baron Zemo again. That was
as a
and
meme.
there's this little, there's hints that they're gonna make a little faction called, a little faction called the Thunderbolts. Maybe
Whew.
you have
Oh,
Baron Zemo there. He's still alive.
he's alive.
Just as
He's
long
the
as he's
one
still
guy.
alive, there's a chance.
Yeah. I
There's
mean, come
always a
on.
chance.
He ended the Avengers with without even lifting a finger, essentially.
Yeah, I mean, really cool, really cool. And Falcon is finally taking the mantle of Captain America, and that was really
Mm.
great. And I think I like Falcon and the Winter Soldier because I like how it was presented because it felt like a big budget. It still felt like a very big budget production. Like it felt
Yeah.
like a Captain America extension still,
Mm.
and it's hard to do that in series form. But hey, Disney has the budget for whatever, so they're loaded enough for that, and it shows. But yeah, Falcon and Winter Soldier. That's like a hint towards like the future of what they'll do. Um,
Mm.
yeah, Baron Zemo is
Man, Benzino was
giving me
fun.
hope that the Thunderbolts will exist in some form. That's like the first hint. Next up, we have
Mm.
I think. Oh, this one's my favorite one. I think
Okay, go.
Loki is among the best. Next to WandaVision,
Mhm.
it's the best on the amongst the Disney Plus shows. I know Hawkeye is not out yet, but Loki is just intriguing episode to episode because you had Tom Hiddleston back as Loki. It was really great. Like he was just like it's a great character study. It's like the best character study on Loki because
Mhm.
you see him mourn over like what happened and contemplating the fact that he actually died.
Ah, yeah, he
He
did.
died in the actual universe, and him chasing all the Loki variants was fun. Owen Wilson was such a great character there, and Sylvie's debut is actually really cool. So we have and then you have in the end you have Kang the Conqueror, universe breaking implications.
Mm.
There's a
Setting up
hint
the
that
rest
the
of Phase
universe
4.
breaking implication may have been Wanda, just breaking something, or it's either Wanda or Doctor Strange ruining the timeline eventually. But
For
yeah, it was
bargaining
so
with
good.
Dormammu too much.
What?
For bargaining with Dormammu too much.
Yeah, they probably did. Yeah, they did a number on that. But yeah, it was so good. There was one thing about Loki. Yeah, it was a really great show, and yeah, the variants made it interesting. Old Loki is
Mm.
great. Crocodile Loki,
Oh,
um,
Crocodile Loki is surprisingly cute, even though he's a
Crocodile
crocodile.
Loki. Crocodile Loki is a treasure. Old Loki is too, and then there, President Loki is finally like somewhat canon, and all the variants are there. And there was Frog Thor in one of the background. Very quick glance.
Oh, Frog Thor.
Yeah,
What kind of
Trog.
name?
I forgot what he's
Frog.
called. Trog.
It's a
Yeah,
weird term. It's a weird name.
yeah. But yeah, Kang the Conqueror's existence means that they're setting up one of the bigger villains in the MCU. I think one thing interesting about MCU Phase 4, there's no clear villain yet.
Actually,
There's
that's
no
true.
one looming threat like Thanos was in the
Hmm.
since the first Avengers, diba?
Yeah, I think like within 4 to 5 movies, you already knew Thanos was gonna be the big bad.
Yeah, I
But
think
then
yeah,
here, like,
they used the first movies to just set up everyone. So Hulk,
yeah,
Iron Man, Captain America, and
the
then
Thor,
Thor,
the big
and
four,
then
basically.
and then make Avengers, and then in the end of Avengers they just show, hey, Thanos, oh
Yeah,
hi.
fine.
And
Yeah,
it was
Avengers 2
really
was
good.
like, fine, I'll do it myself.
Mm. Yeah, and then you get that. I think the Eternals is also doing that. Like they're doing the setup thing right now. I think
Hmm.
they're doing Phase 4 is doing the setup thing right now in a
Ah,
way,
okay.
slowly
Gets.
but surely, which is cool. And we'll go to that later on. But first, we go to our first spot here where we talk about Amazon, the $10 gift card giveaway.
All right, so we are
Here
giving
it
away
goes.
one $10 gift card to a lucky commenter on Facebook and another gift card to one follower on Twitch. For Facebook, help us reach 950 likes on Facebook to win the prize by liking our page and naming one comic book artist we featured on the show on the pinned comment. Once you comment and like our page, you will be entered in the raffle.
Mm-hmm.
For Twitch, you will win. Just follow us, and once we hit 50 followers, then we will be raffling away another $10 gift card. So that's two $10
Mhm.
gift cards we will be giving away once we reach 950 likes on Facebook and 50 followers on Twitch. So that is it
Awesome.
for our Amazon slash Comixology, not sponsored by Amazon giveaway.
Yeah. Also, for shout out to Carl Lorenzo. Yeah, what's up, my brothers from the upstate? Yeah, we're doing fine. We're
Nice.
enjoying, and MCU has been really fun this year. There are lots of stuff to talk about. But yeah, um, another movie that sets up the next group of people in MCU Phase 4 is Black Widow. Surprisingly, like Black Widow is like an interquel. Like it's sort of a prequel. It's just a little. I know it took so long for Natasha to have her own movie, to have like Scarlett Johansson to finally have that starring role that she
Yeah.
needs, and it was fun. It was a fun action-packed movie. I enjoyed it. We got Taskmaster there. I think Taskmaster is kind of unusual.
I
The
heard
way
she's a
they
girl
depicted
before.
Taskmaster is kind of unusual, but I'm happy that Taskmaster exists
Mm-hmm.
and it's still the same copying. Although I wish the Taskmaster they had was talkative and smug.
Kind of more like the Taskmaster from Spider-Man PS4, if we're
Yeah, kind of
thinking.
like the Taskmaster that I saw like taunting Deadpool and probably the Avengers,
Ah,
taunting everyone.
okay.
Yeah, he had personality, but yeah. Also, Florence Pugh as the new Black Widow is great.
Yeah.
Like she'll do a great job, and also Thunderbolts implications there.
I
So
mean, she's probably gonna be the turncoat. Let's face it. She's gonna be the one of the turncoats after like talking to Kate Bishop or something. I don't know.
yeah, but yeah, she'll probably be. But she, the post credits just had her approach with who was that? I forgot her name.
Fuck me. It's the girl
Uh,
from Seinfeld. No, really. Julia Louis Dreyfus.
yeah, what's her character's name?
I know she's not Madame
Valentina
Mask though.
Allegra de Fontaine. Yeah.
Okay.
I want to see her just set up. She already has her new Black Widow. So thankfully, the Black Widow is just Black Widow 2.0.
Mhm.
You get U.S. agent.
Oh my gosh, U.S. agent's gonna be
So far, right
super
now,
hard.
we're talking about we have Baron Zemo. Okay,
Mhm.
that's three guys. So far,
Baron
so
Zemo,
far,
Black Widow, and Madam.
U.S.
It's
agent.
not Madam Mask. Huh? Yeah, U.S. agent pala. So it's like we're getting the Dark Avengers. That's a different story. Now.
Yeah,
Anyway,
we're
yeah,
gonna get Thunderbolts people. So
yeah,
it's
Thunderbolts.
pretty
Oh,
cool.
Thunderbolt Ross.
Oh yeah, we're forgetting
Yeah,
you know the guy is overdue for a certain
Red Hulk.
exposure. He's bound to he's bound to come into contact with something, a certain substance that will turn him angry or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Gee, but yeah. Next up, we after Black Widow, we get a little interesting animated entry, which is What If. Now, What If is a nice little. I'm happy that they made this into a. I'm happy they made this into a series because What
Mhm.
If is such a wonderful alternate history storytelling device,
Hmm.
and they still made it MCU-fied, and it was good. I mean,
Fucking cartoon, man.
there were some great episodes. There were some up and down moments, but
Mhm.
yeah, in the end, it's a pretty nice way to show what's happening. Hey, what's up, right? And I like the Doctor Strange one,
Hmm.
the
How did it
evil
go
doc,
again?
the
If
evil
he went
Doctor
evil,
Strange,
yeah.
and the one where Ant Man basically wrecks the entire Avengers plan, culminating
Oh
with President
man.
Loki. So that's really cool. And I like that it turned into a setup for an alternate universe Avengers of sorts, and that was the really interesting part. It was a great run. It was a nice run. Maybe not the strongest Disney Plus series among all of them, but it was nice to see how they animated stuff. And then it took us a while. Like after a while, we had to wait for the next big movie, and that was Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi, Legend of
Ah,
the Ten Rings. And Shang-Chi was long overdue. You know, Shang-Chi is the first really new Marvel character to be introduced,
hmm.
and he's gonna be there for the next phase. And Shang-Chi
Assuming
was,
China will accept him, kasi we all know Simu Liu's stance on China.
yeah,
We will see if he's gonna be like in more movies. Kasi nga, from the looks of it, he will be in the rest of Phase 4, but we don't know how big his character will be, or like for all we know, like what happened to Star Wars in The Force Awakens, maybe gagawin siyang minor character like what happened to Finn. I hope not. I hope not.
I hope
Pero
not, because
yeah, we'll
they
see.
they kept a couple of scenes in Eternal,
Hmm.
so like I don't think they have to bend over for that too much.
Yeah, we'll
But yeah,
see.
Shang-Chi is a fun action filled movie. It
Hmm.
was so good because I think it blended a lot of the MCU elements, the funny parts, the action parts, and then it integrated some parts of Asian action films.
Hmm.
Wuxia, even they had wuxia. They had like a little wuxia spot,
Hmm.
where you fight and glide over each other. It was
Hmm.
so
There's
good.
a whole crouching tiger scene essentially, diba?
Yeah, there was, and the Tone Ryong as like the Mandarin
Ah,
was a great and the funny part is he hired the guy who
si Trevor Slattery, diba?
yeah,
Oh.
he just hired him. Oh yeah,
I
just
just
make
find it so ironic that the Cantonese guy is playing a Mandarin guy. Like as somebody who is Chinese, it's funny to me. I don't know why. Getting a
yeah.
Cantonese guy to play a Mandarin, it's just weird, but it's very interesting choice. But it is what it is.
But yeah, Tony Young had the look and had the villainous appearance, so it was great.
Yeah, because he's always
Aquafina scenes were Aquafina
it's
scenes were
just
funny,
Aquafina.
but her funny, but thankfully she pointed out that she had a Mary Sue spot near the end.
That's good. That's good.
she,
And
she
then
pointed it
speak.
out on the movie,
Mm,
like her character pointed out that this was too lucky for it to happen. It's fun, and
yeah.
it's nice to see Wong back, actually.
Oh yeah.
And
It,
also, a certain villain came back like 12 years, 13 years after it appeared. Uh,
damn.
some little Hulk villain appeared there,
Yeah, yeah. He was in the
reappeared,
trailer, but
Yeah,
very
he's there.
interesting.
I forgot that they didn't actually kill him off, so that's really
I don't think
cool.
they did there. So that's
Yeah.
another member of the Thunderbolts.
Oh yeah,
That
unless they
guy.
don't want to nuke the powerhouses there. Wink,
Hmm.
wink.
Yeah,
Um,
like if I just wanted to add, if you want to watch Aquafina at her finest, watch Nora from Queens. It's the
yeah.
best. Like maybe it's just us being Asian, but you can relate to it for sure. A lot of things there. It's not just East Asian culture, but just Asian culture in Asian culture.
Asian things.
Asian things like you live with your parents, or your parents can be nosy at times, or like you're you just watch Nora from Queens. It's really fun.
Mm. But yeah,
Anyway, moving
Shang-Chi
on.
is one of the best ones. Like it
Mm.
you feel that they're gonna make a lot of effort for Shang-Chi to be one of the key characters in this new Avengers. I mean, that's what they call it. That's it's like the WWE
Yeah,
name for it.
that'd be cool. That'd be
New
cool.
Avengers.
Bendis. Oh, anyway,
But yeah,
don't
I
remind me
don't
of
think they
the
should just
drawing
call
of
it New Avengers. They
Bendis.
can just still call it Avengers, because
Yeah,
I know people associate that name with with Iron Man and Cap, but
yeah. Gotta move
it's
on.
it's time to introduce a new generation. I think that's what Marvel really wants to push, and that's nice. Like I know you like our old constants, but hey, there are new guys here, and
Yeah,
we kind of overdid we kind of over presented everyone in the previous Avengers
Yeah.
in comics and everywhere. So now we're gonna give spotlight to the new guys, and that's pretty
Hmm.
nice. I know Marvel loves rebooting everything, every comic,
Oh yeah.
but
I can't even tell you how many times Marvel and DC have rebooted in the past 20
yeah.
years. It's just
But thankfully, the
oh,
MCU is in a steadier ship
oh
because
yeah.
yeah, thankfully they're not. They don't need to reboot ret. They may. I forgot if they retconned anything. They might have. If I'm just
Well,
nothing on
there's that
top.
one infamous Spider-Man retcon that we will not talk about unless maayos na siya, which is still not
Yeah,
fixed.
yeah. We're not
Um,
gonna point that out to the
Spider Semen.
movies.
Spider.
Oh,
Anyway.
oh
Yeah.
well. Anyway, so yeah. Yeah, Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings. I would recommend. This is the this is also the most Asian Marvel film, so it's fun. You know,
Hmm.
Asian karaoke is well represented here,
Hmm.
and that's one. And also, Shang-Chi has a sister. That's really cool. So that's one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Next up, we have what people would say the worst rated Marvel movie MCU film, and I think the hate is not justified.
Mm-hmm.
It's exaggerated, and it's the Eternals. I just
Okay.
watched it a while ago. Yeah,
Hmm.
watched it, and I would say that it's not the worst. Thor 2 still exists. I'm sorry, Thor Dark World. You were weird. Like,
It's okay.
or
It's
I would
universally
or like
hated.
I kind of like Age of Ultron was also off. So
Oh.
at least Eternals did its best to introduce a huge group, give them enough time on the screen. I know the time is kind of still not enough. 2 hour runtime, 2.5 hour 2 hour runtime is
Oh.
still not enough to. But they still got them. At least you got to know them as a group. You got to know how Chloe Zhao was able to create a nice little a visual spectacle of a movie. Actually, it's a very I think it's a very aesthetic Marvel film.
Mm-hmm.
The like it's just pretty to look at, some of the scenery and some of the colors.
I think it really helped that Chloe Zhao said that she wanted to use real locations. Kasi
Yeah.
nga, di ba, sa, like, let's face it, majority of the Marvel movies are in 3D sets.
Hmm.
I think that's what made Eternals so good because it's a legit location. You don't.
Yeah,
Mm,
it had that genuine appeal, like from the get
mm,
go.
mm,
Like you're here to oversee Earth, and then
mm-hmm.
you get to see them in different places across the world. That was great. Uh, yeah,
Nice.
funny enough. Hey, Salma Hayek is there. Hey, hi. It's nice that
So,
she's part of the MCU, and I think what I like is how I like how diverse the cast is, and like I think I don't know if I found it weird that I realized it in the Eternals, but I just realized that in this generation of movies we are in,
mm-hmm.
no, like like movies no longer task their actors to kill their accents, to change their accents.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like you're like, for the most part you get to hear Richard Madden with his I think Scottish accent,
Mm.
and then yeah, you get to hear them more. And Salma Hayek was on her Salma Hayek had her Mexican accent. It was really great. It was nice to see that. Before, I remember back then, people had to create had to learn different accents. I had to learn how
Remember
to
when
do
one like that was I think the deal with Gal Gadot, diba, as Wonder Woman. Na
that.
they
Yeah.
actually had to adjust the cast of the Amazons to
Mm-hmm.
have a similar accent to Gal Gadot just so they can have Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman because her
Yeah.
Israeli accent is so thick that it's just they I don't know like maybe visually because she is Wonder Woman now. Like she's taken
Mm-hmm.
over the role of Linda Carter as Wonder Woman now. So talagang they decided, you know what, we'll adjust for her. And I think
Mm-hmm.
that's nice to see a lot of actors doing that now.
Oh,
Studios para doing
also,
that.
also worth noting is that the Eternals has Makari, who's deaf, and I like it's nice to see ASL. Nice to see
Mm.
American Sign Language being being seen there, and we get to see that later on with Hawkeye,
Yep, that's right.
and that's really cool. Showing that, hey, it's been a long time since movies with sign language are a dime in a dozen, and now
Yeah.
I think I've seen like three pieces of media. The Eternals was my third one. If you've seen Sound of Metal, that's another one where
Mm,
you actually deal with a guy who became deaf all of a sudden,
yeah.
which is how it happens. But yeah, how it sometimes happens. Yeah. Now before we move on to, oh wait, oh yeah, the Eternals had a lot of implications. Oh, I think Steven, we can add Venom 2 on this one.
Oh yes, Venom 2.
Wait, let us rectify this.
All right.
And
Oh,
um
Oh yeah, I read about that spoiler in Venom 2 that
yeah,
Venom was.
there's just one thing that
Woo!
has to be there. It was the spiciest thing in that film.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But before we go, that the Eternals had a few little debuts, had a couple of debuts. Kit Harington was there, and he
Mm-hmm.
is Dane Whitman. For the people who read the comics, Dane Whitman is Black Knight, and
Mm.
he said he had a problematic uncle, and
Mm.
I think one of the Eternal characters, for those who haven't watched it, since we have it, name dropped a certain weapon, and there's a
Mm.
debut. There's like a couple of new things there, surprises. But yeah, but it's really cool. Since it's still fresh off the oven for a lot of us, it's still
Oh, that's true. Because
not many.
like you guys finally had the chance to watch a movie, and how was it though? Were you able to eat popcorn? Can we just like talk
N-
about the
Nah,
movie
there's no
much the
popcorn. There's
screen?
drinks, no popcorn,
Okay.
but it's fine. Like, I find it messy to eat. I find it messy to eat, even to eat pop. I think popcorn is like the only thing I would eat regularly in a cinema. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I think I've
Mm.
tried eating I tried eating something
Hot
else.
dogs.
Hot dogs. Yeah, I think it was hot dogs. Thanks. Yeah,
So
yeah, but
messy when
but
you eat
it's
hot
still
dogs, man.
awkward. Like, it's in a way it's easy to eat a hot dog sandwich in there, but
Mm-hmm.
when you just wanted to have a lot of sauce in there, like condiments there, it's just gonna be a mess. So,
Mm.
but yeah, the Eternals had a lot of nice little implications. It's nice to see a new group of heroes. I know there are a
Yes.
lot, but at least what I love is that you care for them. You care
Yes.
for them,
Yes.
all of them. Like, and you feel that they're a nice little family there of heroes. Anyway,
A family of superstar actors and singers, but I won't
yeah,
say who.
yeah. Oh,
But yeah.
It's like the Avengers, but like hot. I mean the
Oh
event.
my god. That's a great description. The Eternals are the hot Avengers.
Yeah, and aesthetic ones too. Like Chloe
Mm,
Zhao's
mm,
cinematography was
mm.
good there. It looked every shot she had, like sweeping shots, which was just good. And oh no, I can't discuss that part. Yeah, since
Spoiler,
that's
spoiler.
spoiling a part. But I'll tell that just off record. But yeah, before we go to our next one, before we talk about Venom, um, let's go to our friend. Let's have Steven, just a message from our friends at Podmetrics.
All right. So for Podmetrics, get a better look at your podcast statistics and earn from it too. Use our code GEEKYJUANS at sign up to help us deliver the Geeky Ones podcast to you. So the benefits include these, for example, these ads that we are rolling right now are from our friends at Podmetrics. So they help us earn a little bit to help keep this podcast running. And that's pretty much one of the biggest benefits you can get from Podmetrics. It's to earn money while having fun.
Mm-hmm.
And that's pretty much Podmetrics. So use our code GeekyOnes at when you sign up at podmetrics.co. All right.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now we talk about. our next entry here, which is Venom Let There Be
Mm.
Carnage. Now, Venom was such a the first Venom was a actually fun movie. It was fun.
Mm. Mm.
I
It
know
is.
it's not like in MCU levels of like, hey, this is it's a Sony, it's a Marvel Sony film, but
Yeah.
God, like Tom Hardy is invested in Venom.
Nice.
he like Eddie Brock is might be his most talkative role ever. But the fact that the dynamic of Eddie Brock and Venom is just so good is just so fun to watch. I joke around that the Venom movies is a rom coms apart from being superhero movies
Mm.
because you get this because it's Eddie Brock going through a breakup
Oh.
and that's really cool. And then he discovers symbiotes and that's like chaotic. And yeah, the first movie was solid. And then the second one is actually, I think I like it more than the first.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe because the relationship between Eddie and Venom is just more fleshed out, but also
Mm.
because of Carnage with Woody Harrelson. Because it
Oh.
works. It works so good.
Mm.
Like I know it's overdue that it's been a long overdue that Woody Harrelson is anything Marvel.
Uh-huh.
And finally, we got him to be Cletus Cassidy,
Oh. He looks really
which
good
is one
as
character
him.
that he can nail. He nailed
Mm.
it as Carnage, and Carnage looked scary. Car- Carnage is just, I think, whatever depiction of Carnage I see is just scary.
Mm. He is really scary in general.
Yeah, like comic wise, yeah, God, the scrambled symbiote is just
Oh, it's
wild.
really scary.
And the movie version is scary. It's just as scary. It's just wild. You know, the fact that Carnage and yeah, I love yeah, Venom Let There Be Carnage is one of my favorites there. It's a nice little it's great that Venom had his own line, had a little spin-off. And the post credits indicated something happening, a little shake up, we'll see. But the thing is, I think I think uh go okay, yeah, so Steven will have to just mute for a bit. But yeah, Venom Let There Be Carnage, there's a little we'll definitely see more Venom, I think. But yeah, we'll be seeing it, and Morbius is around the corner, so that's one thing you have to see. And there's Spider Verse villains and anti-heroes, so that's gonna be interesting. Their implications are gonna be interesting for the next set of Marvel shows and movies. And speaking of Marvel shows, we have the latest one, Hawkeye, and
Oh, yeah.
Hawkeye is a series that people have been longing for. It's like if Black Widow had her long overdue like main spotlight, finally we get to see Clint Barton's run. Finally get something out of Clint
Mm.
Barton.
True, true.
I know Clint Barton's character. He'll always say that he's a ghost.
Yeah.
He prefers everything Loki and mysterious. But then we forgot that he had a little wild anger arc.
Emo run. The
Yeah, a
emo,
little
the emo run.
emo run there where he went full edge lord and just turned into a ninja essentially. He somehow turned into a Mortal Kombat character.
Yes, exactly. He looks like a Mortal
He
Kombat
basically turned
character.
himself into like whatever MCU's version of Scorpion maybe without the flames and the hook. But yeah,
Wait, sorry. Wait,
Hawkeye
wait
is
on. Can
Hawkeye.
I just say something? Sorry.
What? Go.
How come the No Way Home holy shit. The No Way Home hashtag on Twitter generates Miles Morales for some reason.
Oh, that's interesting.
Check it, check it. It's like what the fuck? Wait lang. What the fuck is going on?
Hmm.
Miles Morales? Wait, shit.
Well,
Sorry, I'm just
if
like
that's
freaking
just
out
a
right
way of
now.
if that's just a way of putting us just putting us off on a world, it's working
Oh
enough. So
man,
that's really
man.
cool.
I'm like hype, even more hyped now. Sorry. Let's go back to Hawkeye. Sorry.
Yeah, that's cool.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, but then again, I s- yeah, well, that's but also I think that's all that can also be the stealth suit. So there's still a chance. We're still in. But yeah,
Mm.
Hawkeye is basically like somewhat a TV adaptation of the David Aja Matt Fraction run, and also
Yes, my gosh.
please give credit to David Aja Marvel. Just
Yeah,
give him everything. He created the style of this one.
yeah.
This is
Like
this
for
is like this is
mm,
their run. I know Matt Fraction got credits for Shang-Chi in this, but David Aja deserves the
it's
same amount
weird,
of
no?
recognition.
It's very weird.
I find it weird that they're having a hard time crediting the
Like
comic
pay them.
creators, especially when they basically adopted this off all written. Basically, much of this, a huge chunk, is off written work
Yeah,
and
that's
of
true.
some of the best Marvel runs in the
Mm,
recent memory. Hawkeye's run, the Matt Fraction David Aja Hawkeye run was such a great moment. It's like it established Clint Barton as a really strong, as a compelling character.
mm,
And then you get Kate Bishop, who's just as exciting to follow. It's a great story. And Pizza Dog,
mm.
never
Yeah.
forget Pizza Dog.
All right.
Kind
So
of funny they call it Pizza Dog.
it's Lucky the Pizza Dog. So for me, I can really feel for Hawkeye a lot because of his so one of the things that I really love about Hawkeye was the fact that they were emphasizing his hearing loss.
Yeah,
So
and
because of a
his
lot of
basically
the
his everything, everything
yes,
that he
everything.
went through.
Lost so much. Like he's alive, but he's lost so many things, his hearing and stuff. So like I have tinnitus, so that means there's ringing in my ears, but that doesn't mean that I can't hear certain things anymore. But for some people, sadly, they lose hearing. It gets really bad for other people. So I'm lucky that I still have both my ears hearing and all. So please use ear protection as much as you can. Like before, when you go to concerts, you'll just go there without earplugs or anything. If for some reason magka-concerts ulit, please wear ear protection kasi it's gonna protect your ears. Chris Martin of Coldplay has tinnitus. Anthony Kiedis of Red Hot Chili Peppers has tinnitus. So
Yeah. Well,
it's
I
something you have
performed.
to
I
take care
think
of.
yeah, I think I have it too. So like it's a
Mm,
common like it
yeah.
happens, and especially if you're like performing in a lot of loud venues. But yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
They have.
ear protection is great.
Yeah.
My drummer has it. Shout out to my
Mm,
drummer Charles Villanueva because he is
nice.
also running a podcast as well. So like, just want to
Nice.
give him a
Nice.
shout out there.
Mm. What's the name of the podcast?
Wait, give me oh Murphy's Multiverse of Podcasts, where he's interviewed a couple of heads of Marvel. I think his recent interview was with what was that? Let me give me a little
CB
moment.
Cebulski or
No, no, no. Who's the exec producer of Hawkeye?
let's find out.
Give me but yeah, shout out to Charles William Webb because
Trin Tran?
yeah, yeah, he
Oh,
did it.
nice. Nice.
Yeah, he's been getting a lot of he's been covering MCU since for a long time. Like even when
Nice.
I was bandmates with him back in like 2012.
Mm,
So yeah, now he's quite
yeah.
very invested in the Marvel universe, and it's really cool. And now going back to Hawkeye,
Yeah.
I like I think this is the first live action Hagee Steinfeld role I enjoy.
Ayaw nga, no? Shit,
Oh yeah.
there's
Oh wait.
Arcane.
She was good in no. She was great in Bumblebee. She was good in
Well,
Bumblebee.
yeah, but like we knew everybody knew she was gonna be like one of those short-term characters. Like
Yeah,
she's
but
not Sam
still.
Witwicky, let's face it. But
Yeah,
like
but
Bumblebee's road to Sam Witwicky, I guess, like was with
yeah.
family, and he's a car, so it's perfect because Dominic Toretto can be like a perfect, I don't know, I don't know where I'm going with this.
Yeah. But yeah, there we go.
Like Arcane, she's in Arcane, she's in Spider Verse. It's crazy. Na Haley Steinfeld is now Spider Gwen and Kate Bishop, and
Yeah, so she has two Marvel
mm,
characters, a League of Legends characters. She's just on a roll, and yeah, it's nice. It's nice to see. It's nice to see it, and she has been really charismatic on her role. Like she has done well on all.
mm.
So
Speaking
that's
of
really
Hawkeye and Haley Steinfeld's character Kate Bishop, I'm very glad that they removed that really super weird side plot in the comic. So in the comic book, as much as I love Matt Fraction, I wasn't the biggest fan of the whole will they or won't they situation. So, Jude, if you've read the Matt Fraction David Aham book, I'm sure you've seen this moments na parang ang weird na kasama si Kate sa fantasies ni Clint when he was fantasizing about we're probably not gonna get these parts because comics is so different from the
thank,
movies.
thank God.
Thank goodness because
It
he
doesn't
was
need that. It's
fantasizing
like
about. Hmm.
please don't tell me this is like a Barbara Bruce Wayne situation again.
I'm glad
Where
it's not. It
thank
almost was in the
Jesus.
comics, like very gross because it had he was fantasizing about his ex-wife, Jessica Drew, Spider Woman. Who else was in
Ah,
anything? Jessica
okay. Ah, yeah,
Jones,
yeah.
Jessica
Okay.
Drew. Like it was a very
Thank
weird moment. Parang,
thank God
why the
that
heck is Kate there? Like she's a child. Why? Like
yeah.
no.
Also, I
Anyway,
like the fact that they made Kate an adult here.
yes, exactly. She's
Yeah,
not a teen.
because
She's not a runaway teenager in this one. I'm glad they did that.
yeah,
It's like
because I don't think it would be viable for her to be a teenager as well, especially that she has to she needs to they gave her like a strong background. She's very good at martial arts. And she's studying at university, and that's really cool. Yeah, I like that Hawkeye is like is like father daughter dynamic, has that
yes, yes.
has that family dynamic. It's really cool, and it feels more like a buddy cop dynamic, and
Yeah,
it's really fun to
exactly.
watch.
It's like
um
Ben Kenobi, Luke Skywalker.
yeah,
Very
and
nicely.
I find it funny. Tracksuit mafia, everyone. Yeah,
Oh
that's
yes, bro,
bro.
bro. Yeah, I
Well,
love it.
but yeah, that's all we can say so far for them. But
Yeah,
yeah, but then I think one thing we can say about Hawkeye, it's just Clint Barton dealing with his past and helping
yes.
helping the future. Giving
The new Avengers.
I know it's inevitable that we'll have Kate Bishop wants will eventually be someone in the entire Marvel universe scheme.
Hmm. She'll be
And
the new Hawkeye, hopefully.
Haley Steinfeld is built for the future of MCU.
Hmm.
In short, she'll be the one she'll be the one for the long term, and that's nice
Yep,
to see.
that's true.
Pizza Dog as well.
Oh, Lucky the Pizza. I love Lucky the Pizza Dog.
And of course, there are characters who are kind of waiting to appear in.
Speaking of a guy in a suit.
Oh
Anyway.
well, well,
Ah,
there are some suits, there are some suits, swords, bows, arrows,
some
and
suits, some lawyers, lots of
yeah,
people.
yeah,
Lots of
some
people.
villain. But yeah, until that's done, we have to find out. I think there's 3 more episodes. I think all Disney Plus MCU shows are
Six
six,
episodes, yeah.
magic number. But yeah, Hawkeye is such a fun watch. Although the the recent episode is the ending is kind of annoying.
Eh.
Annoyed me that. Why do you? No, please don't end it that way.
Episode 3 was, okay, can we just talk about episode 3 now? It was very disappointing for
I
me.
hate the
Kasi,
I hate that I hate the cliffhanger way of it
uh,
because it's just no. Give
like,
me
I thought
more.
there was gonna be more.
I wanted more. I wanted
Yeah,
more on that story, and
we'll see more
unfortunately,
next
that
week.
didn't happen, and now we're stuck
Yeah.
with waiting for another week of what would
Mhm.
happen.
To be fair though, I like this format of not binging everything.
Yeah,
Kasi I currently am watching the Beatles Get Back documentary, and Jude was named after Hey Jude. So it's a
named after Julian Lennon.
oh
Actually,
wow,
yeah,
nice,
that's
nice,
one thing.
nice.
No, Julian Lennon. The Hey Jude was for
About
Julian
Julian Lennon,
Lennon.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that was one
And
thing.
then you were named after the song. Tama ba?
No, I
No,
can't
okay, kala ko.
remember. Probably the same.
Okay, all right.
Not Beatles.
But like, yeah, like I noticed that the movie was like thrown into me for three parts. Kaagad.
Mm-hmm.
This is a Peter Jackson movie.
No, Peter Jack. It's been a while
Oh,
since we've seen Peter Jackson too. Nice
yeah,
little,
yeah.
I know it's a docu series. It's a
It's
docu.
6 hours, man.
Yeah, it's a docu series. So yeah, that's 2 hours each. So
Oh
you're
no, it's
tough
two
luck
hours
on that.
50 each.
Oh well, that's fine. We sat to Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit with
True,
him.
true, true.
It's inevitable. He'll make us sit to something else, and apparently it's the Beatles.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. But yeah, going back to Hawkeye, overall, please Marvel, please pay your artists. Don't just credit them, pay them.
Yeah, just I don't know, give
David
them like
Aja,
lifetime
yeah,
royalties or something.
that's the hard part. But like, I totally get it's a business thing because DC, like we can have a whole episode on comic book rights and everything. It's crazy. But just look at how DC had to handle the Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster situation, the creators of Superman, or how the family of Bill Finger. It took almost 80 years for Bill Finger to be properly credited in Batman because without
Ouch.
Bill Finger, we don't have the iconic bat suit.
Oh yeah,
Things like
Bill
that.
Finger.
Yeah.
I think they usually just cite Bob Kane, right?
Yeah, usually. Like if you look in things from like the 2000s all the way to the 2010s, the
Yeah,
first
I
movie
think
to
just at
credit,
least
yeah.
just giving them credit, like just recognizing that hey, these are the guys who wrote and drew
Mhm.
them
And from
because
what I understand, yeah.
they
Go
deserve to
ahead,
get
sorry.
people deserve to know their names because
Hmm.
knowing their names at least hey, I want to read the comic of this, at least
Exactly,
lure
exactly,
them
diba?
in.
And speaking of that, from what I understand, I think DC supposedly treats their artists better. Like I think they do get residuals and stuff.
There's a
Kasi
they have a slight lead on that, I
I think
guess.
they do. Kasi Doom Patrol, they always credit Gerard Way, Grant Morrison. I'm not sure if they have credited Rachel Pollack yet, but Rachel Pollack is one of the most prominent trans uh, Doom Patrol writers of all time. I think she
Mhm.
is the only trans writer of Doom Patrol, and her Doom Patrol was pretty much the end of the Grant Morrison era. So she was basically the cherry on top,
Mhm.
cleaning up Doom Patrol and paving the way for the Gerard Way Doom Patrol, which happened 20 years later. And it's just nice to see
Beautiful.
them, everybody being credited to Doom Patrol.
Yeah.
Um,
But yeah,
that's another episode. Anyway,
comic book movie guys, just recognize the guys you based everything on, because
exactly.
you wouldn't have the material to do whatever you're doing right now if it weren't for the works of such talented people. Like I
Mhm.
think you should I think there are times that you should even credit everyone essentially, like
Yeah, the
whoever
colorist too.
illustrated, because you take inspiration from the art, from the writing,
Mhm.
not just the concept. It's everything there. But yeah, now we're going to Hawkeye. From Hawkeye, oh yeah, Hawkeye is a Christmas series. I forget, it's
Yes, perfect
holiday.
timing.
It's a nice it's I think it ends by Christmas. The
Yeah,
last episode
sakto.
is
Like right
Christmas.
before the
I think
next
it's
movie we're
it's
gonna
it's
discuss.
leading up to that. So yeah, next up we have the upcoming Spider-Man No Way Home.
Oh, yeah.
And also known as Peter Parker screws up the MCU timeline even more
Oh my
from how it
gosh.
looks. I
What's
know
with
one
Peters,
the
man? What's with
yeah,
Peter screwing up the universe all the time? Peter Quill,
he
Peter
can't
Parker.
handle the fact that he got revealed as Peter Parker, which
Yeah.
the I bet which Civil War Peter Parker did to himself and faced the consequences. Although he did ask Mephisto for a certain stupid deal.
Mm. Oh.
Thankfully, that no longer is recognized. Anyway, yeah, Peter. If WandaVision and Loki wasn't enough to wreck the timeline, like, hey, we have Peter Parker doing another time shift with Spider-Man No Way Home and summoning what seems to be like every Spider-Man villain so far. I'm not.
Hmm.
I know people are craving for a certain group of a certain set of people to appear, but until they're not there, I don't wanna expect things.
Yeah, me
But
too.
hey, Alfred Molina, Doc Ock is there,
Hmm. That's true.
and he deserves to be the MCU because that's like one of the best comic book villains in movies ever. Like,
Perfect casting, man. Perfect
yeah,
casting.
the way that they did Doc Ock there, I think it's even it's sometimes even better than some of the Doc Ock ones in on comics somehow.
I think the closest for me personally, the closest match to Alfred Molina's Doctor Octopus would be William Salier's Doctor Octopus from Spider-Man PS4.
Oh yeah, that was
Um,
great.
Diba? And then it's
I
funny
think both
because
of them.
sorry.
I think both Doc Ocks because were mentor figures to
Yes,
Peter,
exactly. That's what made it so good, diba? And parang
and the
you
fact
felt for
that
the
the fact
loss.
that it was like a heel turn of sorts for them.
Yes,
It was
exactly.
and it was a very conflicted it was a very conflicted their story is so conflicted, di ba? Like
Hmm.
it's like sacrificing everything for technological progress.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
Like
that's
parang, diba, in this case for Spider-Man PS4, for those who have not played it, please play Spider-Man PS4 right now.
I think was that Doc Ock being screwed over by Oscorp? I forgot.
Yes, pretty much. He was
Yeah,
screwed
that's
over by
right.
Oscorp, so
I
just
think no, no, no.
get
I
heads
think
up.
Spider-Man 2 was that too.
Kind of.
Yeah, kind of
Let's let the
Oscorp.
people play the game and enjoy. Kasi baka maano natin.
Yeah, but yeah. Anyway, so Peter Parker wrecks a timeline with the help of Doctor Strange, and now they're facing what every Spider-Man villain in so
Green
far.
Goblin. We
You
got like
know,
how many Green
I know
Goblins?
Vulture is not there, but if he's there, he's probably just laughing in the corner. So he's like,
I
I
mean,
got
it's his father. It's his gonna be father-in-law in this universe, diba?
yeah,
Diba? Like,
the weirdest thing there. Yeah. Oh my god,
mm.
my one of my main villains is my girlfriend's father-in-law. This is
Oh,
so
my girlfriend's dad. Oh, my
difficult,
girlfriend's
and
stepdad, man. That's crazy.
worth pointing out. Thank I'm happy Michael Keaton's getting a resurgence. Ever since Birdman,
Yes,
and now he's still a Birdman.
but
Still a
better.
Birdman in MCU, so that's cool.
Yeah.
You're gonna see him in Morbius though. That's cool.
Yes. Yes.
Upcoming,
Yes.
we're gonna talk about Morbius too. But yeah, Peter Parker summons Sandman is there. Electro, who's finally
You're wearing yellow.
finally in his proper colors. The blue Electro was Gatorade Blue Thunder levels, which
Yeah, I
is
like
kind of
Blue
weird.
Thunder though. It tastes good.
I like Blue Thunder, but it's not a good color scheme for Electro. It's so
Mm.
weird. Um, Lizard was there.
That I'm not sure, but I think he was in the trailer being punched
Yeah,
by
he was in
Tobey
the
Maguire's
trailer. Yeah, he was in
Spider-Man.
whatever we're confirming things in the trailer. So yeah, Lizard is there. Green Goblin is there.
Yeah,
So
I'm
that's really
excited. Oh,
interesting. So you're summoning another early Marvel villain there, early Spider-Man villain there. So
Mm.
there's a likely, with all these universes combining, there's bound to be a couple of uh we talked about Loki, and Loki had a couple of variants. Why not, why not a few spider variants there, here and there, maybe, Spider
That's
Verse
true.
happened, so also Doctors. This is also, I think, a setup for the Doctor Strange
Mm.
sequels. That's really cool.
Yes.
That's gonna be so crazy. Doctor Strange is like in a bind with whatever he's doing right now, and um, he they needed his he somehow appears in a lot of this. I like Doctor Strange getting a more prominent role here, and I think the threats of what from how it looks, the threats of the MCU, with the current MCU, is both mystical and space. Like it's time, and it's literally
Mm.
magic and space and
Would be a
time.
gr- it would be a great time to bring in Doctor Doom, who basically can conquer all of that.
Well,
But
yeah.
we'll
Well,
see.
that's a we have a little future thing here. But before
Yeah,
we go to the next one, but yeah, No Way Home is delayed here. Sadly, yeah, that's
sadly.
one thing now we have to deal with, and I know we're gonna have to dodge a month's worth of spoilers. But hey, that's a sad part. But
It is what
anyway,
it is.
I'll still be excited for it because um Spider-Man, Spider-Man has been done well. Like, Tom Holland has been a fun Peter Parker slash Night Monkey. And also, I don't think we saw Mysterio, right? Whatever's left of
No,
him.
but I'm pretty sure Mysterio's alive, man.
Oh
I bet he's
yeah,
alive.
I'm pretty sure they're just gonna use his freaking avatar there. Hey, we're here, the picture, we're here, and I'm just an illusion. Anyway, yeah, Spider-Man No Way Home is this month. This month.
Should be,
This month.
yeah. Should
Yeah,
be.
this month.
All right.
Gonna be really awesome, and good luck to that. Okay. Now, all right. So yeah, Steven will be off for a bit, and gonna be on a little short break. But yeah, yeah, we're gonna talk about next this little film called Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. Not much has been revealed apart from whatever casting. Well, let's take a look at that. And it's a Sam Raimi film. So Sam Raimi in a Marvel film once more. That's very interesting. Sequel to the direct, not the direct, yeah, sequel to Doctor Strange. So Doctor Strange is having another movie, and that's great. And the main cast of he's like the first new character in a while who gets a second film. I know Black Panther is gonna have a sequel. That's gonna be cool. But I know T'Challa is no longer in the mix there, so that's gonna be interesting on how they'll deal with that. I know Shuri is like in the role of that, but yeah, Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness is a Sam Raimi film, and Sam Raimi has done well with Spider Man, and he's a horror guy with Evil Dead, and now he has Multiverse of Madness, and if he and he has a chance to make this into a mysterious and scary experience, and it follows the events of Endgame, WandaVision, and Loki's first season. And this is gonna be a time bending, another universe breaking experience from how the title shapes up to be. And yeah, most of what's confirmed is that, of course, Doctor Strange is there in Multiverse of Madness. We get Scarlet Witch, get
Mm-hmm.
Wanda
Who
there.
also fucked up her own universe.
Yeah, destroy more timelines, wreck the entire multiverse, and I think it's a great way for them to introduce more stuff. But I think that's just it. Like it gives them like the best excuse to introduce anything or anyone. Hey, it's because there's a multiverse. That's why. It's funny though. Also, apart from that, there's also Wong. Yeah, we need more Wong. fun.
Yes, Benedict Wong
And
is so fun.
Rachel McAdams is back, and
Oh,
it's been a while
really?
since I've seen her.
Nice. Haven't seen her since
And
that
then
one movie.
Mordo, yeah,
Baron Mordo. Baron Mordo.
Baron
Yeah.
Mordo is there. Uh,
Oh, I can't wait to see him back.
yeah, can't
I
wait
can't
to
wait to see him
can't
back.
wait. It's really really exciting. And um, there's also America Chavez
What?
in like in the
No
casting. I'm
way.
looking at the casting stuff,
That's
and
crazy. They're bringing in America Chavez already? They
which
really
is
are going
interesting
young Avengers.
since this is a multiverse. It's interesting because it's a multiverse. It's a multiverse movie. So I wonder how
Hmm.
to introduce her to the bind. You
Oh
know,
my gosh.
because remember we talked about variants. We talked about various timelines getting wrecked, getting rebuilt at the same time. What if had a ton of those? Uatu
Mm-hmm.
can only stand to watch, literally, literally stand to watch
Damn.
whatever is happening to the world, and that's one thing. But yeah, this is Marvel Cinematic Universe implications, and I think yeah, Multiverse of Madness is just gonna set up whatever. It's gonna set up
Whatever
everything
we
that Phase
need.
Four
If it's
aims
Kang the
to.
Conqueror or Doctor Doom or the Fantastic Four. Or maybe Hugh Jackman returns as Wolverine one last time. Who knows?
Yeah. Okay. Now we're in the discussion of the future. We're gonna talk about future
The
movies.
future.
So, apart from Spider-Man: No Way Home, which will end the Marvel 2021 slate of movies and series, which is great. Great year for Marvel. Actually, it's really successful. I think yeah, the series and the movies is integrated well into each other. Like I like that they filled in so many gaps and gave more characters a time in the spotlight and just talk more about what how because we rarely see Falcon, right? Falcon have his own moment in the movies.
Yeah.
Hawkeye Clint has his own had never really had his own moment apart from interactions with Natasha. And speaking of Black Widow, yeah, we finally got her backstory, long overdue backstory, which is why now? Why just now? You
Too
could have
late.
done this
Way
before
too late.
Endgame.
At least
You know?
Asian representation.
Oh God.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Asian
Scarlett
representation, man.
Johansson is the
Gemma
first.
Chan, Simu Liu, Scarlett Johansson. Yeah.
Yeah,
Asian representation. Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
she was very great in Ghost in a Shell as depicting
Very
Major
versatile Asian
Kusanagi.
actress.
Let's go. But yeah, jokes aside, yeah, it was a great way to give everyone a moment in the spotlight. Even Loki.
Yes.
Loki's development along with Wanda's are the best in this how Wanda dealing with her loss and Loki dealing with loss as well. His own
Yeah.
loss.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, and he really yeah, it's really cool. That's the best thing. And future movies, let's take a quick look. Okay, after No Way Home, we have Doctor Strange in May,
Hmm.
and Sam Raimi. I have a lot of things here that Sam Raimi has been. The guy made Evil Dead. The guy
Yeah, he made
directed
Evil
Evil Dead.
Dead.
The guy
It's
directed
gonna be
Evil Dead. The
scary
guy directed
again.
the best Spider-Man film. Sorry, Far From Home. You were close. Homecoming and
Almost.
Far From Work were pretty close on that. Um, no Way Home might even touch that mantle at some point.
But Spider-Man 2, man. There was just something about Spider-Man 2. Anyway.
Spider-Man 2 is still a tight movie experience. But yeah,
Yep.
um,
We
after that
got Thor.
we get Thor Love and Thunder, and that's
Ah,
Natalie Portman as
the new
Mighty
Thor.
Thor, Lady
Hmm.
Thor, and that's gonna be really it's Thor
Super
dealing.
star-studded, man. Super
Yeah, it's
star-studded
really
cast.
crazy. Okay, Thor Love and Thunder is well, Taika Waititi describes it as a romance film, and I think it will be like it's the fact that there's love in the subtitle. It's gonna be cool. I think it's a way of passing the torch.
Hmm.
to Jane Foster, and Jane Foster is gonna be the next wielder of Milner, and it's really cool. And of course, we forget we're gonna see Valkyrie again, Tessa Thompson. Who
Mm-hmm.
It's been a while, been a while since Endgame. And then we have Gore the God Butcher, portrayed by
Mm-hmm.
surprise Christian Bale,
Ah,
who's the next actor who has a Marvel and DC character. The man had the best Batman film, and he's now here. Gore the God Butcher. Hi. And that's gonna be interesting. It's interesting how he'll portray this. And Christian Bale has been. It's been a while since I've heard from Christian Bale. Hey, I need to know what his last movie was. It's Can't remember. It's been in a lot. It's been so much. Oh yeah, he was in Ford versus Ferrari, so that's one thing.
hmm. That's
That's a nice little film. And yeah, and then of course the Guardians of the Galaxy are gonna be in Thor: Love and Thunder,
mm-hmm.
or as Thor would say, as Guardians of the Galaxy. So that's good.
Yeah.
Um,
Uh,
and yeah, it's gonna be a lot of stuff, and their Grandmaster is still there. More Jeff
mm,
Goldblum, yes, that's fun.
yes.
And then, um, it's just a lot of wild stuff there. Next up, we have Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, which is slated for a November release. So, this is experiencing a bit of a uh, production delay because who is Uh, Letitia Wright,
Mm-hmm.
the actress of Shuri. I think
Is he
she tested
unvaccinated?
for
Yeah.
positive for COVID-19, so she's
Oh, I
recovering from
see.
that, and it's gonna take a while. But yeah, Shuri's gonna be
The
is
new Black
gonna be one
Panther.
of the people in line for the
Mm.
next Black
Okay.
Panther.
Mm.
There's a lot. I want to see how they're gonna do this, and of course, there's uh, the debut of Riri Williams,
Oh
which is
yes, Ruby
yeah,
Williams,
that's interesting too.
Ironheart.
Ironheart, really
Yeah.
cool. That's another one to look forward to. And then in 2023, there's the Marvels with Carol Danvers, Captain Marvel, with Monica Rambeau as
Yeah.
Monica Rambeau as also Captain Marvel. She was also dubbed Captain Marvel, but she'll be known as Spectrum. So that's gonna be
Plus she was in
cool.
One Division.
She was in WandaVision, so that's one
Yeah.
thing.
And don't forget
And
Kamala
then
Khan.
Kamala Khan, Miss Marvel. So that's really cool.
Yes.
I think I think this would be a great way to just flesh out Brie Larson's Captain Marvel even more.
Yeah.
Uh, like yeah, it's gonna be fun.
There really isn't much for the Marvels yet, then, no? So we can't really discuss it too much. But
There's
I'm
gonna be it's Miss Marvel is gonna be shown ahead of this.
yes, yes.
Miss
So it's
Marvel is gonna be
supposed to
like the
come out
setup
around
to the
summer. Yeah.
Marvels. So
Sorry.
that's one interesting part about that. So that's really
Yes.
great. And that's fun. Next, and then the next up we have the last Guardians of the Galaxy, I guess.
Yeah, because I think Batista wants to retire now from the character. I mean, he's like 50 something now. You know, he wants to like slow down on these things.
Yeah, but it's a great, but it's quite the fun run for Batista as movie actor.
Yeah,
You know,
man. Like he can do more serious roles now. And like if you
yeah,
notice his
and
men's health videos, he had a
mhm.
men's health video showing his gym in his house tour. Hindi na siya sobrang like WWE Batista. He's more like just lean, blue Tista, pretty much.
But yeah, I think one thing about Yeah, Batista. I like Batista. I like how he depicts his characters because he actually makes an effort to look different, to have a different aspect of his character, and at least it's not The Rock being The Rock in
Oh
everywhere.
yeah,
It's just
gosh.
Dwayne
I mean,
Johnson feels like he copy and pastes himself over
hmm.
characters.
But there is a good thing to that as well. Because you know how
It's his
action movies were
branding.
in the 90s?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
you
but
knew
yeah,
Brendan
Rock
Fraser was
is
gonna be
like
Brendan
a
Fraser is
mold of
going to
the
end.
more. There's like a modernization of the action hero in a way, so
Yeah,
that's
pretty
one thing.
much. So parang
But yeah,
that's
I like Batista's way of being I think Batista's way of how he reinvented himself as an actor because he just takes roles and tries to he takes different roles, and with Drax he can actually do comedic roles, and that was fun,
hmm,
and that's
that's
cool. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is in 2023. And the
oh, that's
reason
already
it's
fun.
kind of delayed is because James Gunn has worked on Suicide Squad,
Yeah,
which
that's
is
true.
really good, really
Hmm.
great redemption arc for Suicide Squad. And then there's also Peacemaker with John Cena. I like that James Gunn is just has recent projects working with former WWE champions. you know, it's gonna be fun. But yeah, for Guardians 3, I think it's all about we don't have that much info, but it's Peter Quill looking for Gamora.
Nice.
That's gonna be one. So that's weird. And I know Chris. I just the Chris Pratt overcasting just need to stop. Just needs to stop,
I
please.
mean, he's already Mario. He's already Garfield. I mean, Garfield, really?
I think he
That's
has the
soft,
character.
bro.
I think if they didn't announce him as Mario, the
Yeah,
Garfield reception would probably be less hostile. Because
true.
at
Very
least
true.
Garfield would be a better fit than Mario. But then again, yeah, let's just get off that.
Let's wait and
But
see. Let's
Guardians
wait
of the
and see.
Galaxy, yeah, it's gonna be a while since we see them. At least we see them in Thor next year. I kind of miss the. And of course, the next one after that, Ant Man and the Wasp, the third Ant Man and the Wasp film.
Kang the Conqueror, man.
Quantum
He-
Mania, and
yeah,
look, surprise, surprise, it's another screw up the timeline.
that seems to be the theme, no, of this
Yeah,
phase. It's
I think
all
it's
let's
just
screw
I think
everything
it's
up.
just inter-universe implications
Yeah.
because Marvel is all about just wrecking the universe apart, and hey, look, he's in this universe now and he's there. Hi. You know. I think it just gives them an easier way in for new characters just in case.
Hmm.
I don't
Like
think they'll.
Thor.
I know they introduce a lot of new people, but I think
Yeah.
it's a way for making the story a bit smoother. Like why did this appear? Oh, I'm from this timeline.
Yeah.
I think it also lessens the build up or introduction for certain characters because sometimes the way they introduced Peter in MCU was great
Yeah.
because we know Uncle Ben died. You don't have to
Yeah.
show us Uncle Ben getting shot another time because that's traumatic.
Yeah.
like
It
you
is.
know they're not gonna do that again. I think it's a way for them to smoothen out the storytelling. And although the bad part is if they over introduce everyone, that's gonna be the worst negative there. But from the pace they're doing, it's movie movie, one series introductions, and it's nice. It's doing well. I know there's a lot of people, but hey, that's comics.
Yeah, that's what it
It's
is. I
comics. The
mean,
comic.
there are four very important people that we haven't seen yet, but that's gonna have to wait
Oh
as
well.
well.
Oh wait. Yeah, Quantum Mania is the third Ant Man movie. Oh yeah, Ant Man was like the first somewhat new Marvel character to have a second film,
Oh yeah,
apart from the
that is
core
true.
guys,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Apart from Guardians and Ant Man had the second film
Yep,
treatment,
yep.
so that's cool.
That's
And
true.
Ant Man is gonna be with the one with the third one, and that's interesting. And it's Ant Man and the Wasp. Ant Man and the Wasp. You know, there's not much story there apart from Kang the Conqueror having his
Yeah.
moment in this
Kasi
one.
nga daw, supposedly the crew t-shirts had Kang the Conqueror's face on Ant-Man's helmet. So it makes you wonder, I wonder why we have Kang all of a sudden. I mean, we will see.
Well,
We will have to wait and see. We have 2 years.
if Loki was any indication, yeah, he's gonna be one of it's gonna be huge implications. And of
Mm-hmm.
course, I would like to note that in the Eternals there's what is that? Oh, I forgot to point out something.
Mm.
In the Eternals, we get introduced to a guy named uh Arishem, the guy who made the Eternals.
Mm.
So that's one thing, big guy, ominous dude. So more ominous characters there. And speaking of ominous characters, there's one important thing. Before we end this, we have to talk about the last movie in the Phase 4 lineup, and that is Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four is mysterious as it does not have a cast yet, I guess. I know it doesn't have,
Mm.
right?
Yeah, wala pa. Like it's a total out of all the Phase 4 movies, four, it is the most mysterious movie at the moment. Nobody knows anything about what's happening. Kevin Feige is very secretive about it,
Yeah.
so we really can't speculate.
I
Let's
think
just
it's
wait and see.
because they're keeping it under wraps because they want to make this work. Because the past Fantastic Four movie iterations have been bad, and it's an injustice to for them to be bad because it's Marvel's first family, and the
Hmm.
fact that they're called that and they're not getting that recognition, they're not getting the respect they deserve in film form is just off. And that's one thing we'll be seeing. So interesting. Marvel. But yeah, Fantastic Four. We know Fantastic Four. Apart from the family, there's Galactus, Doctor Doom. Doctor Doom is gonna if Doctor Doom is gonna be the next main villain of Phase 4, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
'Di ba? Phase 2 was like the setup to Thanos.
Yep. That's right.
Phase 4 is if Phase 4 is all setting up for Galactus or Doctor Doom, that's gonna be fun. Give
Hmm.
me the ultimate nullifier just to KO freaking Galactus.
Yeah, man. I
Or
mean,
Silver Surfer.
oh, speaking of Silver Surfer, there's this one scene I remember a comic book artist mentioning via Twitter. I think it was can't remember who it was, but it was a comic book artist who mentioned that their dream post credit to like spotlight Silver Surfer would be just him surfing along one of the rings of Saturn or something, and he's
Oh,
listening to the Beach Boys surfing USA, and then that's the whole post credit. He's just surfing, and then you can hear "Surfing USA" by the Beach Boys. I
that
thought,
feels like a very Guardians thing to do. I hope
diba? So
they
then
try
we're
that.
hoping, hopefully, we'll see something
But
like
yeah,
that.
Fantastic Four introduces a lot of characters, a lot of the
Mm-hmm.
mainstays, and at least two villains that would shake up Marvel even more.
Kasi one
The
of them's
MCU.
human. That's the
Yeah,
craziest
one of
part,
them is
diba?
human, and Doctor Doom isn't there playing around. That guy has become uh, a world leader,
Yeah.
accomplished scientist,
Yep.
one-time sorcerer supreme. Yeah, yeah, he has it all. The fact that Doctor Doom did that and he's freaking human with no powers, like he gained it. He just earned those stuff. It's really cool.
Yeah.
But yeah,
The only
Galactus.
thing he can't get is Sue Richards. Oh.
What? Oh, what?
The
Who?
only thing he can
Oh
get
no.
is Sue Richards' love.
That's the saddest part there. But yeah, really great, really interesting to see how Fantastic Four would pan out because I know they're gonna do their best to make this not be a bad Fantastic Four.
That's
I
right.
think they have it in them to do that. We just wanna know who's gonna be casted.
Yeah, that's true.
I think I would assume they're probably doing something about it. They're already doing
Probably,
early
probably.
production on that. I think there might be already a cast. They just haven't revealed it yet. Like,
Yeah,
hey, we're filming this already, and we're just gonna announce it later. We're gonna make sure that whatever we're doing here does not suck as much as 2015's
yeah.
Fan
Fan
Four
Force
Stick,
stick. Oh,
Fan
I
Four Stick,
hated that.
diba?
I mean,
But
hey,
yeah,
they have two Human Torches in the MCU naman. It's fine.
mhm. Now after that, we're gonna talk about the TV shows. Lastly,
Yeah.
um, we talked about Miss Marvel, right?
Yep, already. So that's done.
Okay, and next up we have Moon Knight, which is just
Oh, we got a
uh
trailer.
unhinged Batman, and Oscar Isaac looks to be a good fit on Moon Knight.
He, he does. He looks good on it.
He looks good as Mark Spector, and yeah, Moon Knight is such an enigma of a character. It's so weird. Unhinged Batman, notwithstanding. Yeah, this is gonna be interesting, and um, this is also a setup for more characters. This is like the expanded universe of Marvel here. And at least the Disney Plus shows are more connected to the MCU.
Yeah.
Sorry, Agents of Shield, you have done your best, but
Uh,
you were good you were good
le-
until you brought everyone to space.
yeah. Anyway,
Anyway,
moving on from Agents of Shield.
She-Hulk. We have She-Hulk,
Oh,
and unlike oh yeah, What If had 9 episodes, and un, unlike the 6 episode run that most of them are getting, WandaVision also had 9. This is gonna
yeah.
be a 10 episode She-Hulk.
Oh,
She-Hulk is gonna be 10 episodes, and
interesting.
She-Hulk is played by Tatiana Maslany,
And she
who
is going to
was
be
in
playing the
Orphan
cousin of
Black,
Bruce Banner.
who
Sorry?
was in Orphan Black, where she was
Oh,
one of the main characters there,
nice.
and would be awesome to see because just Jennifer Walters is the Hulk's cousin, right?
That's right. And she
And
gets the powers through blood
blood
transfusion.
transfusion. So that's gonna be interesting. How they'll do that, I wanna know. And
Mm,
I think with She-Hulk appearing, Mark Ruffalo is gonna be back, so that's cool.
that's true.
There,
He's coming back.
he's coming back. So and then on the casting, I see Abomination. We've seen him there. We've seen him back in some
Yeah.
form, and that's we haven't seen Tim Roth yet again, but
Oh.
Abomination is there. But
hmm
yeah, Tim Roth is MCU. We forget that Tim Roth is MCU, and it's gonna be cool. And yeah, and
Thunderbolt
there's
Ross, is he there?
oh yeah, Jamiga Jamil is cast as Titania, which is
Huh.
a rival of. So that's gonna be cool.
Interesting.
Interesting. I really like this. She-Hulk is a very fundamental part of the Avengers in general in Marvel. So like, yeah, fine.
I mean, if you don't have Matt Murdock as your lawyer, who are you gonna get? Jennifer
Yeah,
Walters.
you have two lawyer options. It's either She-Hulk or Daredevil. So that's
Pretty much.
there's not much to go around there.
Do you think they'll reference Jennifer Walters in No Way Home? Because she's also a lawyer in New. Hey, wait, no, she's a lawyer in LA nga pala. My bad.
Yeah, she's West Coast.
Yeah, West Coast. I think. Yeah.
Okay. Next up, we have Secret Invasion,
Oh man.
and Far From Home heavily implied that Secret Invasion is like underway, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's gonna be interesting.
Because
Marvel
we've already seen them
Universe.
beforehand, diba?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, and yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Correction on Letitia, right? Yeah, I was looking at the comments. My God, we need more comments here. We need a comment bar here. But yeah. Letitia Wright got injured, so yeah.
Oh shit, dude. Oh
And yeah,
man.
and she also might not be vaccinated, so that's one big problem there,
Ah,
which
I
would
see.
delay everything even more.
True, true, true.
That's scary.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So one thing. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
I think
Miss
so.
Marvel, of course. Yeah, we
Then
talked about that.
yeah,
Yeah, Secret Invasion. There's not much apart from knowing that Samuel L. Jackson and Kobe
Kobe
Smulders is gonna
Smulders are
come
coming
back.
back.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
and then you have Talos, who's a Skrull leader. So,
Hmm.
not, apart from that, that's it. Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. Yeah, that's fan service.
Yeah,
Ironheart is gonna get her own series.
seems pretty early, but it is what it is. They want to like move on to a new generation, but a
Yeah,
lot of
and
Iron
then
Man fans are
Armor
gonna be
Wars.
mad.
Armor Wars is
Oh, fuck! Can
Armor
we
Wars
get can we
is
get
Stark.
Terrence Howard back?
Armor Wars is Stark Tech gone wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Uh I wonder how they'll introduce Terrence Howard back.
I wonder how. Maybe there's a multiverse.
Yeah, but yeah, it's gonna be so wild
Ah,
to see him appear.
I hope they bring back Terrence Howard because he got screwed over in the first Iron Man. I'm sorry, pero I was so excited to see Terrence Howard as War Machine, and then seeing Don Cheadle, who is even smaller than Robert Downey Jr., become War Machine makes it's just it took me off my suspension of disbelief. Kasi Terrence, like for ever since the comics, James Rhodes has always been taller and bigger than Tony Stark. And then
Mhm.
here comes Don Cheadle as War Machine. I'm like, okay, like convincing, not bad. Pero sayang. Sayang talaga na they got a much smaller guy. I wish they had somebody like similar to Terrence Howard's build, but with the same acting skills. Maybe they couldn't afford Cuba Gooding Jr. at the time or what, I don't know. But,
I think Cuba Gooding Jr. had a lot of things going on at that time, so
okay.
I
All right,
forgot what.
all right.
But yeah, um, and then lastly there's an Untitled Wakanda series. So they haven't.
Mm,
This is one of the things they haven't given an official name project. It's the
yeah,
last thing. It's I think one of the latest things on the list, apart from Fantastic Four.
yeah,
And
pretty much.
I really want to know what Fantastic Four is. But hey, in the end, we're having a huge uh run for MCU, and they're not stopping. And I guess that's it for the episode. But before we go, yeah, next episode is episode 100, and we're just gonna it's all about the best games of 2021. And
Nice.
we have a few guests that will give us their opinions, their takes, and their picks on which games deserve the mantle to be one of the best games of the year. Now I'm curious as to how we'll pick a definite game of the year. So that's one thing I'll be trying. I'll be wanting to determine before we do the episode. But yeah, episode 100 is next, and that's really cool. And I'm not sure if we'll able to do another year end episode before after that. But hey, I don't think we'll be doing anything for Christmas, Steven. So that's one thing. That's our little
Yep,
Christmas break there. So that's
that's
our
nice.
usual. And then yeah, but
Rest of
that's
kingdom
episode
after that.
99. And before we go, we're gonna you can check out the geekyones.com for various blogs and reviews and listicles around. So we talked about the 2021 Game Awards predictions. It's a week away, so you can check out our predictions on which would win Game of the Year, best game for each category, best action game, best RPG. You know, even best family game is there. Yeah, really cool. And then for the audio version of this podcast, you can listen to us. You can listen to us on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Player.fm, and other podcast platforms. I was Google searching the geeky ones a while back, and yeah, we have to. There are some podcast platforms, Steven. We have to claim them
Yeah,
because there's so many. Oh my god! If you look at our Anchor page, we're available on 8 platforms so far, and that's really cool. You can check out our previous episodes too. We talked about the worst video game launches of all time
that's right.
last week, and we talked about the PS3's 15th anniversary 2 weeks
Hmm.
back those
I
are
just
worth
bought the
visiting.
PS. I just bought another PS3 game recently, and it's super
Yeah,
fun until now. Yeah.
and the and there. Next up, you can on social media you can find us at the Geeky Ones on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, and YouTube. Really cool. Uh, and yeah, and we're gonna try and add more content. I tried testing out IG Reels on the Geeky Ones recently. Put
Mhm.
an Apex Legends clip there, so just to test out. Yeah, it's an interesting way to we'll try introducing content there. But yeah, if you wanna get updates from episodes or streams, yeah, check out our socials. You can watch us on Twitch and YouTube as well. If you're watching us from Facebook, that's a great way too. And for Steven, you're gonna have to promote your own platform too.
All
Your own
right.
stuff.
So I'm at Stevie Said Yup on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. I haven't released a Batman Beyond video yet, but I do have the new collection that I will be showing soon, hopefully soon. All right. Yeah. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. You can find me ranting about ice hockey or other things.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it. You can also find me tweeting spoilers of Hawkeye if you want.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah. There you go.
All right. So for my channel, it's Dude It's Rude on Facebook. So I'm streaming games, but I haven't really streamed much yet. Although I do share content of I do share Geeky Ones content there, and I recently shared my favorite game of the year, Eastward. So that's one thing worth looking. If you want to know more about the game, you can check out my post. You can check out the game on Steam or Nintendo Switch, or I think it's also on the PlayStation.
Nice.
But yeah, really cool. I'm planning to stream within the upcoming week. Not sure which game I'll be streaming yet. So that's gonna be cool. And after that, that's it. That's the Geeky Ones episode 99. And 100 is going to be a big one. That's
Ooh,
a
so excited.
milestone. Last year we celebrated 50. It's fun. We got to reach 100. That's cool. We're reaching 100 next episode, and that's a lot of fun. And we're going to prep this a lot. We're going to hype this up. So this is going to be cool. And yeah, that's episode 99. Thank you for watching. Thank you for
Thank you so
commenting. Thank you for giving
much.
us yeah, and also just enjoy Marvel stuff. MCU Phase 4 has been such a wonderful run so far, and yeah, it's gonna be cool. And yeah, see you next episode. Thank you so much, and goodbye, guys. So bye.
Bye.